The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation (NDIC) has recorded a 97% implementation of its 2025 budget, setting a benchmark among federal agencies. This was disclosed during a budget defense session before the House of Representatives Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters, where the Managing Director and Chief Executive of NDIC, Thompson Oludare Sunday, presented the corporation's 2025 performance and its proposed 2026 estimates. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Ahmed Jahar Babawu, described the performance as remarkable, especially at a time when several ministries, departments, and agencies recorded low or zero capital budget implementation.
For 2026, we are projecting a total revenue of 34.2 billion, and since we now have some respite on what should be deducted from us, has moved to 25% in place of 50%. That will be 8.5 billion. The summary of this is actually on page 18, I think, yes. So our net revenue for 2026 is projected to be 25.7 billion. Our operating expenses is projected at 18.8 and capital expenditure of about 6.8 billion. And we estimate a surplus of 35.2 million.
Correct.
Our projected income for 2026 is 584.88. Other income 308.105. And then the total projected income for 2026
yes.
is 585.19.
585.19. Okay, then go through your expected expenditure.
Our total expenditure for 2026 projected is 250.458, 250.46, or 250.458, which is 19.65% of the budget, but that is taken from 50% of the cost-to-income ratio that we are allowed to spend. For operating expenses, our projection for 2026 is 199.04, which is 79.47 of the total budget. In terms of the capital expenditure, our projection for 2026 was 6.525 billion, which is 19.65%. It's 49.212 billion. The total expenditure, therefore, is 250.45 billion for 2026.
To hear that the budget implementation of 2025 is almost 90-something%. Meanwhile, we have 0% implementation, particularly on the capital components of other agencies and ministries, departments. This is just because NDIC is a self-generation agency, is one of the self-generation agencies or one of the government-owned enterprise that generates the income. They spend the income with the limitation of remitting certain percentage based on the fiscal responsibility policy.
Presenting the 2026 proposal, NDIC Managing Director Thompson Oludare outlined a total budget of 589.89 billion naira, an increase of 151.22 billion naira over the 2025 budget. He stated the projected total expenditure for 2026 stands at 250.46 billion naira, representing 50% of expected income in compliance with the cost-to-income ratio policy.
Nigerians want to know, can you tell us, to avoid speculation, when a bank or a financial institution has issues and goes under, how much, is each depositor entitled to, in comparison to what it is that they have as their deposits, individual depositors as well as corporate depositors. So how much are they entitled to, or are they going to be able to get their entire deposit?
It used to be 15 over 16 of 1% of the deposit. Now it is based on an assessment of the risk of the institution. In other words, we do not collect all the deposits that banks receive. What we take is premium, which is now less than 1%. It used to be 15 over 16 of 1%. So we guarantee the deposit on that basis. The job we do is different from other deposit-taking companies like insurance companies, because for us, the premium is paid by the bank. The depositor benefits when there's an event of crisis, and the NDIC is there to make sure that the banks are properly run. The guaranteed sum is 5 million naira for PMBs and MMOs and deposit money banks. For other financial institutions, we refer to microfinance banks as other financial institutions. It's 2 million, so that is the guaranteed sum.
The NDIC boss emphasized that the projections are structured to ensure regulatory stability, operational efficiency, and sustained protection of depositors within Nigeria's financial system.